Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a layout share for Freeze Friday, and of course it's on Saturday. I'm going to quickly run through the layouts I've made this week. They're for all different kinds of challenges around, and I have a big weekend of trying to catch up. As many of you know, I'm also doing the 30-day freeze, the June freeze at Rediscover Your Stash, and I had committed to using my How to Kill a Kit with Style kit based on lots of different Vicki Boutin collections to do 60 layouts. I wanted to average 2 a day. Well, let's see. I just finished layout number 30. I'm kind of crudely keeping track of them here. And so it is the 20th day, so I'm a little bit behind. I'm hoping to maybe catch up this weekend, but if I don't finish at 60, that's going to be okay too, because I'm starting a whole new thing in the month of July. I'm joining in with all the scrappy ladies from the Off the Board series with Pineapple Papers. Crystal Barrett is going crazy this July like she did last July and doing a video every day, a lift and a video every day from her backlog of Pinterest pins. So I've kind of looked at mine and I've got plenty enough to do. So I'm going to actually do a video every day. I'll combine the Off the Board with my Challenge Accepted and Mixed Media Frenzy and Scrap Squad Sunday. I will do those lifts and that will be my Off the Board video for that day. So anyway, I'll see you all a lot in July. Just very quickly, this is one of the layouts I made for the Layout Palooza, which was last weekend. And some of you know I got really sick on Saturday in the middle of the class, the first session of the first class. And I completed these after the fact. I got far enough to do the little wood inserts inside the holes in the paper there, and but I finished up later. So that's one. That if you don't know what Layout Palooza is, check the Redefine Creative Facebook page or Redefine Creative website. And it's just a great class. Sometimes Christina sends you a kit, and that was the case here, and then leads you through a class to make something with those supplies. Sometimes she gives you a list of supplies that you pull from your own stash. Those are Stash Bash Paloozas. And then she leads you through a class. And there are always more classes than we have time to do in an all-day Saturday session. So she puts them on the Facebook group. Once you pay, you're made part of this Facebook group. And she puts them on the Facebook group and you can access them anytime. So I did, I think, 3 or 4 of the 10 or 12 projects there. So I have a lot to catch up on, and I'm going to hope to do that. So this is one that I absolutely loved, all these rainbow colors. And I looked at it, looked at the supplies, and I thought, that looks busy even for me. And this is me talking, but I loved how it came out. This one is for Challenge Accepted, and we did a bingo board challenge from my little scrapbook store's Start the Summer crop. And I picked the 4th row, use ink or any mixed media, use letter thickers, 1 photo, washi tape, and 3 pattern papers. So this is what I did, and what I kind of did was turn last week's Scrap Squad Sunday design on its side. It was here where there were, tags over to the left and then a photo here. And my big photo kind of lent itself more to having it oriented this way. This was a piece of trash that I had cut a hole out of. I backed it with a scrap of yellow vellum, which is incomplete, back behind there, and used lots of other yellow goodies from my How to Kill a Kit with Style kit. What is this? This must have come from up here. It did. So since that tape isn't holding, I'm going to put some liquid glue on it. There we go. I'm not sure that's the way it was oriented when I took the picture, but that's the way it's going in the albums. Okay, here is another one done with my How to Kill a Kit with Style kit. It's a double page layout from done by this sketch, which was a page map sketch, part of the Rediscover Your Stash challenge from Christina. And it's the first layout I've ever done where I actually cut the picture. And the sketch doesn't necessarily call for that, but because my picture sizes were a little bit different from what was there. So the first page has these two photos, and I matted all the photos differently. I've done that on another layout this week too, and kind of just put these across, mixing supplies from old collections and new collections. And I love the black background. So those are pictures from Ava's days of playing soccer, where she actually had a huge sign in her room that said "Soccer is life," and she's kind of getting back to that. She's in training to get back to that. This was Mixed Media Frenzy, and I used the the scrap kit. Here I'm losing. I had just gotten it in the day before and hadn't opened it. So I opened it and then did this challenge with it. It had lots of really bright, beautifully colored things, and the example layout that we lifted was kind of grungy, and I knew I wanted to do that stamping and doodling and the scribbling and stuff. So I kind of added a lot of grunge to offset the bright colors. I used the Vicki Boutin powders in her matte medium to give some texture. There's a lot of texture and color right behind this photo cluster, and I hate that it's hidden, but there are little bits of it peeking out. It was kind of pinker at the top and yellower as it went down. There is a video on this. I don't think there's a video on the double pager. And I in testing, well, actually I had a lot of the pinker stuff left over, and I had added some purple thinking I might try to pick up on the purple that's in that giant Pac-Man machine that's back there. That's what she's saying wow about. And so I just spread it on another sheet, the last sheet in the tablet of my Vicki Boutin mixed media paper, and I turned it upside down. So instead of having the horizontal part at the top and having it trickle down, I let the horizontal part be at the bottom and it trickled up. And I used this photo of the girls laughing so hard that Ava just fell down in the yard, and Katie's followed her not too long after the photo was snapped. And, so I used some of the same supplies. I had cut this frame in half, used it here and on here. A lot of the flowers that I had fussy cut kind of ended up on both layouts, and I love these little things. I used one on each layout. So it's all the same supplies, but it's a completely different looking layout because I really didn't grunge it up. There are not even any ink splatters here, just this kind of textural, dimensional medium that has those powdered color tints in them. This is one that's kind of goofy. I took a lot of photos. We spent a lot of time decorating our cars for the graduation parade, and I didn't want to lose sight of that. This is what the two sides of James's truck looked like. I had done a collage of pictures of Katie and printed it on 13 by 19, which is the largest size that my printer will print. And I had one of these or one of these on the other side of my Prius, and maybe it's right here. Well, the wind blew off what James had on his truck, so we peeled off mine and he taped it on his truck to go to the neighborhood parade later. So I captured all that. It's messy. I wasn't quite sure how to use the marker, and when it dripped, I almost cleaned it off, and Katie said no, she loved it like that. So I left it, and it just says congrats on my little car. So just a lot of mixed up Vicki Boutin supplies, some branding strips, and trying to kill sticker sheets, alphas, thickers, things like that. So these foam stars. It's just a goofy page, and none of the colors make sense other than it's the same color as the tape holding those posters onto the cars, and not very well. This one was a quick, easy piece. I think I did this one in 10 minutes. I had a scrap of this, so I cut a couple even pieces about maybe 3/4 of an inch, and I had a scrap of this, so I cut it to go. There's a sketch here. It shows a line of 4 photos, and then this banner and some papers behind it, and you can see that I used this paper that I gutted, and I'm using the white side of it. I knew I wouldn't use any of these cutouts, and I think I have another sheet anyway, even if I decided I did want to use it. So this is the vellum. Whoops. Let me do a little bit of tape on here. A little bit of glue on here. Katie is called Katie Bug, so I put ladybugs on most of her pages, and I've got 3 in this one. I drew a little trail for that, and this one is a different one. I think that's the last one of those, and these are the last 2 of those that I have. But these are the vellum stars from Let's Wander, and this colorful papers from Let's Wander. These blue are from a totally different collection, and this is different. To make this the right size, I had to cut a little strip off of it, and I didn't want to throw it away, so I let it be my journaling, let it anchor my journaling. And like I said, this really took very little time, and there's no video. This is one I did this morning. When I looked at these photos that I had filtered of, this is a hydrangea, and this is an iris, and that's a daylily, and that's another daylily, all from my garden this spring. And one of these is still blooming. I just kind of, I couldn't figure out how to scrap them. And then when I was looking through my Vicki Boutin supplies, I found another page of this. I thought I had used my last one. And so I thought, well, I think I can arrange these flowers in the order of the colors in this kind of sunset vignette here. And then I thought, if I'm doing that, I may as well arrange the embellishments in that color scheme as well for one of Christina Sorge's challenges in Rediscover Your Stash, to use light colored embellishments to form. In her example, it formed a rainbow. That's not exactly what I have here. But, and I used a lot of my oversized ephemera. I hated covering up so much of this paper because I just think it's gorgeous on its own, but I kind of think I can see all of the different colors, and I was able to embellish all of those. I had these butterflies fussy cut from for another project, and I thought I'd match those up with the colors they belong to. So I had fun with this one, and I just love the layout. And it's kind of my way of saying you can take away a lot in a quarantine kind of life, and certainly things are very different from the way they were. You know, I don't like this arrow being where it is. I'm going to move it down. It's too much in line with that one, and I'm going to have it overlap that. That looks better to me. So anyway, it just, no matter what, the flowers are still blooming. COVID hadn't got to them. So, and I can still get out, even though I'm waiting for results of my own COVID test at the moment. I can still get out and play with the flowers and the tomatoes and the peppers. So anyway, those are my layouts for the week. Thanks for watching. I will be back next week at the same time, hopefully with a few more that almost caught up to where I need to be at for my average of 2 a day. So wish me luck, and again, thanks for watching, and thanks for all your support. I'm gonna turn it off because let me bring this into frame so you can see the whole thing. I just love all of this. And I thank Vicki Boutin for making such gorgeousness. And I'm happy that I moved that vine all the way over to that photo. So anyway, thanks again. Bye.